Hello, everyone. This is Jonathan, proud grandson of Pawpaw, the one and only. Okay, maybe not the one and only, my one and only Pawpaw. We put together this video. We, the grandchildren and some of the great grandchildren, put together this video to remember Pawpaw and just some ways that he has left his mark on our lives. Just kind of a random bag full of memories and things that we appreciate about him coming to you here, kind of all cut together in a very informal way. But even though we might not all be able to be together in person, hopefully in some way we can share in some of these memories and feel a bit closer than we actually are. Love you guys, and hope you enjoy this as you, celebrate Papa's life on this day.
My favorite memories of Papa were more recent because I got to see him spend time with my kids, which was really special. And that he would call me a lot. Anytime he knew there was like a storm near Arlington or anything, he would call multiple times to check up and be sure everything was okay. Then I just remember him just being present all the time, like just being there. And it's just a consistent presence.
Hi, all. My name is Emily Johnson, and I am the oldest of Bill Miller's grandkids. I kind of wanted to talk just a little bit about a theme of Papa's life that I saw growing up, and that was his quiet patience. And I have a story to go along with this theme. It was about when he would take us skiing on Possum Kingdom Lake. He taught all 5 grandkids how to ski on the lake, and this was not a quick process. It took hours to get us up, and we were up and we were down, up and we were down, and it was hot outside, and he was driving the boat the whole time. And one thing that I noticed, even as a kid, he never complained. He just sat there and did what he needed to do to get us out of the water. And he was quiet, but you could tell that he was happy and he was enjoying those moments. And that is just something that I will always remember about him. And I think that that theme of patience and helpfulness was a big part of who he was. He was a helper by nature, and he loved his people, and he worked hard for people who needed help. And that is something that I will hang on to and remember about him, and hopefully instill in my own life. He was a good man, and he will be greatly missed.
Hi, Poppy. I feel so sorry for you. I loved Papa so much. I liked that he liked to be with us. I liked that he'd let us play in his hot tub, and that he'd take us to the farm, and it was so fun. I feel so sorry. Yeah, I love you, Poppy. Bye.
I'd like to point tractors at Papa's house.
I remember well going to his house and seeing him and his 2 sons fall asleep on recliners, and all 3 basically snoring, watching a football game.
There are 2 specific things I remember about him. The way he always liked to hum as he walked through the house. I never really knew what he was singing, but it was always the It always just kind of made you feel comfortable, made you feel at home. And then there was the times where he would give us a bucket, or maybe it was a Walmart sack or something. And he would make us go pick up those little brown prickly balls that fell every year from their trees. And it feels like there were thousands of them. Maybe there were only hundreds, but I don't really know. But little did we know it was more of a chore that we were doing for him.
Pawpaw. When I think about Pawpaw, let's see. As a kid, I loved going to Meemaw and Pawpaw's house. It was the best thing ever. We would, whether it be Thanksgiving or Christmas or during the summertime, and we'd go there, and it always was just a blast. And I think part of that is because Pawpaw made it a blast, whether it be through hours of him, out there dinkering around with those RC cars or RC planes, or he owned Radio Shack in his garage there, and it was always something fun to do there. I remember these scooters that he had hanging up on the garage wall there, blue and white. I remember he'd pump up these tires for us, and he just there to make sure that we had a good time, and that was a positive, good environment for us to be in. And I remember as a little kid riding on his lap, mowing the lawn, and I remember him taking us out to the lake and teaching us how to ski, and that old speedboat, and just in a lot of ways, he being around and very much practically loving us. And I also remember when I had my car accident, and if my memory serves me right, they were called pretty much in the middle of the night by a family friend of ours and told that we had been involved in a real bad car accident and that I was seriously injured. And I think that they couldn't sleep, and so they just packed up their stuff and headed straight towards San Antonio and straight to the hospital, and ended up spending quite a bit of time with us. And I remember this because we have a picture of this, and I think it was the very first time, must have been a number of weeks after the accident, that I tried to stand up for the first time from my wheelchair. And there's this picture of Pawpaw right there next to me, holding me up and helping me. And I think that that's just a picture of kind of his involvement in our lives, and he was there for the most important moments, and when he needed to be there. And I always appreciated he and Meemaw's love and support for us in so many practical ways. And I also think that that reflects his heart, and he had a heart of servanthood and service, and I know he practically served his community in so many different ways. And I think also that was a way that it seemed like to me that he lived out his faith and spread Jesus's life in his community. I think about verses there in Matthew. Jesus says, "The Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." And Jesus' whole reason for coming is to serve and to give up his life. And I think in a lot of ways, Papa did embody that, and he was a servant, and he did very practically do that for us in a lot of ways as he loved us. I also, one thing that stands out to me that I will take with me, Papa, I feel like he had real, despite all of his positive qualities, he also had a couple negative qualities as well. Let's be real. And but I despite his thick skin, which runs deep into the Miller blood, I always one line from a prayer that he would often pray when we would be there gathered around, holding hands before that yummy Thanksgiving meal or Christmas meal. And one line that he often said in his prayers were, "Father, forgive me where I've sinned against you." Father, forgive me. Father, forgive me where I failed you. And I just think he was a man who also knew his failures and his weaknesses, and in a way, really found forgiveness in the Lord and walked in that salvation and lived that out. And of course, I have a bit of a glamorous and maybe too good picture of from my from my perspective of Papa, but I am so happy that he is with Jesus now, and I believe that I will be reunited with him in heaven and get to see him again one day, and I can't wait until that day. And so we look forward to that and hope in that, and I pray that you guys would have a great day today, and that this would be a special day, a memorable day where you have time to grieve and we have time to celebrate and remember Papa. I love you guys, and God bless you.